Good morning, students. We already did the first portion of the chapter Lost Spring, and we read about a rag picker Sahib, whom we came to know does not have any dream in his life, does not have any aim in his life, and just helps his parents in surviving. And that is the survival in Simapuri, it means rag picking. So he becomes a rag picker and later on works at a tea stall. But we come to know that Sahib is no longer his own master. But when we come to the second portion, we have to see the title of the chapter. This portion, I Want to Drive a Car. And this is about a bangle maker, Mukesh. He works in a bangle making industry. You know that in India, every woman after marriage wears bangles, and usually they are the glass bangles. And maximum glass bangles are made at Firozabad. All the bangle industries, practically every house in Firozabad, you will find that it is engaged in making bangles. So Mukesh is a bangle maker, and he says, "I want to drive a car." That means at least he has got a dream of his own. Uh, Irrespective of the fact that their living conditions are the same, Mukesh dreams, Sahib can't. The reason is that Sahib's conditions are more critical as compared to Mukesh. So let's begin this particular portion, and as you read, notice the condition of the bangle makers, their industries, and plus at homes also. What are the living conditions? What are their working conditions? And then you will understand how privileged people are and how privileged other children are, that they are not born into such families where they have to work so hard. So let's begin with this particular portion. I want to drive a car. Mukesh insists on being his own master. I will be a motor mechanic, he announces. The line itself and the model itself says something. I will. That means he has got that determination. I'll be a motor mechanic, he announces. Do you know anything about cars? I ask. Anis is in the habit of asking questions to these children. So she asked, do you know anything about cars? I learned to drive a car. He answers, looking straight into my eyes. And this can be done only when we have confidence. So we know that Mukesh has got determination, Mukesh has got a dream, and Mukesh has got that confidence to achieve that dream. His dream looms like a mirage, but Anis says that his dream appears to be like a mirage. Mirage is an illusion. Like when we travel, it's a hot day and there's water on the road. It seems there's water on the road, but by the time we reach there, there's no water. So, mirage is an illusion. So, his dream also has been compared to an illusion. That means it has got very rare chances of being fulfilled. And just see the remaining line. His dream looms like a mirage amidst the dust of streets that fill his town Firozabad, famous for its bangles. Every other family in Firozabad is engaged in making bangles. It is the center of India's glass blowing industry where families have spent generations. Generations, that means it's a lineage passed from the parents to the children. So it becomes a lineage glass bangle. They teach one thing to the children, and that is making glass bangles. Then the families have spent generations working around furnaces, welding glass, making bangles for all the women in the land, it seems. Mukesh's family is among them. See the next line? None of them know that it is illegal for children like him to work in the glass furnaces with high temperatures in dingy cells without air and light. This is important. The working conditions. This is a small scale industry. You'll find small rooms, dingy rooms are there, not proper ventilation is there. They work close to the candles, and sometimes they get hurt because of the glass bangles, and continuously their eyes get accustomed to working in the dark. So many of them, when they come into the light, their eyes are not able to bear that strong light also. This is the working condition. But moreover, it's ironical that these children don't know that it is illegal. Around 20,000 children are working here. And very rarely do people know. And the government might be knowing, but they don't do anything. Then that the law, if enforced, could get him and all those 20,000 children out of the hot furnaces where they slog their daylight hours. It's just like killing. They are killing their daylight hours, that important time when they need to study. They're working here. Then often losing the brightness of their eyes. Mukesh eyes beam, shine. Mukesh eyes beam as he volunteers to take me home, which he proudly says is being rebuilt. Now here what happened is Mukesh says, you come to my house. He asked Anis that you come to my house is being rebuilt. But when Anis went there, she was shocked. She said, "Can you call it a house even? And see the living conditions, and you'll find that this is mere repetition of Firozabad." But Firozabad was a slum, and this is not a slum, but the living conditions are still the same. We walk down stinking lanes choked with garbage. They are smelling with that garbage. Past homes that remains hovels, small dirty places with crumbling walls. You'll find crumbling walls. The walls are so weak that if you push them hard, they might break. So crumbling walls, wobbly doors. The same is the condition of the doors also. They're so wobbly, they're so crumbling, so shaking. No windows, crowded with families of humans and animals coexisting in a primeval state. When civilization started, humans and animals lived together. And here also you'll find that more or less what happened was the humans and animals lived together. And it was like she had moved somewhere to the past. He stops at the door of one such house, bangs a wobbly iron door with his foot, and pushes it open. We enter a half built shack. It was just like something which was being rebuilt, but you cannot call it a house even. Then, in one part of it, thatched with dead grass, is a firewood stove over which sits a large vessel of sizzling spinach leaves. On the ground, in large aluminium platters, are more chopped vegetables. Frail, very weak, very thin. A frail young woman is cooking the evening meal for the whole family. Through eyes filled with smoke, she smiles, and this tells you that they don't have a gas stove. They use that olden a firewood stove where they use wood. Normally, we call it chulha in Hindi. She is the wife of Mukesh's elder brother, not much older in years. She has begun to command respect as the Bahu, the daughter in law of the house, already in charge of three men, her husband, Mukesh, and their father. So, this is Mukesh's brother's wife, and she is working hard. Then, Mukesh and their father, when the older man enters, she gently withdraws behind the broken wall and brings her veil closer to her face. And this shows that this is the completely traditional family. It is there that in now also, in the modern generations also, you'll find it's a custom that daughters-in-law have to cover their face with the veil we call as the gungat. Then, as custom demands, daughters in law must veil their faces before male elders. In this case, the male is an impoverished bangle maker. Despite long years of hard labor, first as a tailor, then a bangle maker. He has failed to renovate a house, send his two sons to school. All he has managed to do is teach them what he knows, the art of making bangles. Now, here there is an irony. He could not do anything in his life, but he did one thing, and that is teaching his children becoming bangle makers. But one thing you must have noticed, did he try to become something else? Yes, he tried to become a tailor. But what was he forced to do afterwards? He was forced to do bangle making. Then you tell me, Mukesh wants to become a motor mechanic. Are there chances of getting his dream fulfilled? His father tried but failed. Let us see whether Mukesh also whether he would be successful or not. But see the next thing which will tell you how traditional this family is. If you are asked how traditional this family is, one answer we have got that the daughter has to cover the face, the daughter-in-law has to cover the face in front of the father-in-law. But you are getting one more point here, and this question has been asked in the board exams. These are the views of Mukesh's grandmother. So just before beginning this particular paragraph, how many questions have we done is one. The first one is why Mukesh's dream has been compared to a mirage. Then second is describe the working conditions of the bangle making industry of Firozabad. The third question is describe the living conditions of the bangle makers of Firozabad. And the next question, half of which we have done, how do you know that Mukesh's family is a traditional family? First portion we have done regarding the daughter-in-law covering the face with the veil, and the second part of the question, just see, it is his karam, his destiny. Now see, Mukesh's grandmother says that it is his karam. That if we have done something, it's a karam, our destiny that we are born as bangle makers, so we should do bangle making only. And see the next thing, who has watched her own husband go blind with the dust from polishing the glass of bangles. She saw her husband going blind, but she never stopped her sons and her grandsons. The reason being she knew that they can do only one thing, and that is bangle making, because they have been born as bangle makers. Then, can a God given lineage ever be broken? Lineage, I tell, lineage is what is transferred from one generation to the next one. And she says this is a God given lineage. God has made us bangle makers, so we should remain as bangle makers only. Then she implies, born in the caste of bangle makers, they have seen nothing but bangles in the house, in the yard, in every other house, every other yard, every street in Firozabad, everywhere, every house is full with bangles, because every other family is engrossed or is involved in making bangles. Then spirals of bangles, sunny gold, paddy green, royal blue, pink, purple, every color born out of the seven colors of the rainbow, lie in mounds, heaps. In unkempt yards, unkempt, dirty yards. Unkempt yards are piled on four-wheeled handcarts pushed by young men along the narrow lanes of the shanty town. And in dark hutments, next to lines of flames of flickering oil lamps, sit boys and girls with their fathers and mothers, welding pieces of colored glass into circles of bangles. Their eyes are more adjusted to the dark than to the light outside. That is why they often end up losing their eyesight before they become adults. One thing, if you have noted in this paragraph, they see spirals of bangles everywhere. The house is full of bangles. The place where they work is full of bangles. So, if you say that their life moves in a spiral of bangles or they are caught in spirals, it's not wrong. The reason, everywhere they just see spirals around them in the form of bangles. At their home, in the industries, everywhere we'll find them. Now, see the last line. That's why they often end up losing their eyesight before they become adults. And this is the irony of their life. They work so hard in darkness with candles around them that by the time they come out, their eyes are not able to bear this bright light. So this is where we are going to end this particular portion. The questions that we have done is, first one, why Mukesh's dream has been compared to a mirage? The answer, it has got very rare chance of being fulfilled, and then you have to complete and explain this particular point. Then the next thing, describe the working conditions of the bangle makers of Firozabad. Half part of the answer is there in the third paragraph, half part of the answer is there in the paragraph that we have done now. Then the next is, describe the living conditions of the bangle makers of Firozabad. Then the next, how do you know that Mukesh family is a traditional family? You have to write about the daughter-in-law and you have to write about the views of Mukesh grandmother. But the views of Mukesh grandmother can be asked as a separate 2-mark answer also. Then the next thing is, how do you know that the bangle makers are caught, their life is caught in spirals? So this is, you have to explain that their homes are full of spirals, their working conditions are full of spirals, everywhere they see bangles. That's why their life is caught in spirals. Now the next class we will begin with the, will complete the remaining portion of this particular chapter. But one more thing, please note down the important words from this particular chapter, like the word that we have done right now, mounds means heaps or piles. Then unkempt is dirty. This word you can use in extended composition where you're explaining about the roads or particular area where garbage is not clean. We can say that the area is kept unkempt. Then there's one more word, that is lineage which is transferred from one generation to the next. So be careful when you read the chapter, you must know how to use these words also. Now I'm going to send you the notes also, and then the next session will complete the remaining portion of the chapter. Thank you.